Okay, team, so I just hit record. I'm going to share my screen. And we have a couple of videos to watch and then a bit of a task for you guys to do. So we covered in the last session, we did a little bit of revision. So the goal of golf psychology, if you guys can remember, and we did a quiz on this in the class, but the goal of golf psychology is to get your thoughts and your feelings to match your intention. So whenever we set foot on the golf course, we want our thoughts and our feelings to match our intention. And we talked about having more process thoughts, because we can control process thoughts and they help us relax. And we want to try and have less outcome thoughts. Outcome thoughts are things we can't control, so they can lead us to becoming stressed and not necessarily enjoying playing golf. So the goal of golf psychology, to get your thoughts and your feelings to match your intention. More process thoughts because we can control them. Less outcome thoughts because we cannot control them. And the process that we've started to learn at KOHR, especially throughout the winter, is called OSVEA. So the process for hitting a golf shot, OSVEA, look at your shot options, select one, visualize, execute, and accept. OSVEA. And last week with Brandon in class, and then with his awesome video follow-up, we looked specifically at O and S. Now with me, over the next few weeks, we want to look very closely at the V and the E of OSVEA. So visualization, and the way that we can visualize shots is through feel, through see, and through sound. So picturing the shot, feeling it in our practice swing, or maybe hearing it, hearing the club brush the grass. They're all ways that we can visualize shots. And then when we execute, we have to silence the chimp. I think you can remember from my presentation, the little chimp that bounces around in your brain that says no. We have to learn to silence that. Now, last Sunday session, the Sunday just gone, the main thing was not, when you have an outcome thought, not panicking, not trying to crush the chimp or kill the chimp or squash the chimp, but almost have the self-awareness, make friends with your chimp, understand your chimp. And rather than, if you're playing on the golf course, so if Joe is on the golf course and he's 4 under par through 9, and he thinks, oh my God, I can shoot my best score ever. Instead of then being like, oh, Ian says that we shouldn't have outcome thoughts. This is bad. Get out my head, get out my head. Instead of being like that and fighting the chimp, the goal is for us to acknowledge that we had that thought and almost have a little conversation with the chimp. Oh, that's interesting. I've thought about my score. I wonder why I'm thinking about my score. It's probably because I'm playing well. Well, what's led to me playing well? Oh, I think the thing that has led to me playing well is sticking to my process. So I should continue to do that, but I'm a little bit nervous. Maybe I could do some more breathing. Maybe I could do some more deeper visualization, get more into my practice swings. Yes, that would be a good idea. That would help me follow my process till the end of the round. So this session, we really talked about, we didn't focus in on visualization and we didn't focus in on execution. We focused in on the thoughts that we were having and how to become more engaged with them. So the first video we watched was this one, and I'm going to play this for you guys now.
We can meditate everywhere, anytime, even 3 seconds, 2 seconds, while you're working, while you're having coffee and tea, while you're having meeting, So you can meditate. Many people has a little bit misunderstanding about meditation. They think meditation meaning think of nothing, concentrate. So push too much. So we cannot block thought and emotion. In fact, we need thought and emotion. So whether you listen to your monkey mind or not, there's an issue. What I call monkey mind is chatting, pala, 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 yada, yada. So monkey mind is giving your opinion. So whether you listen to opinion or not, it's up to you, right? So through meditation, what we do is we have to make friends with the monkey mind. But how to make friends? Just giving banana doesn't work, So right method is you need to give job to monkey mind. How to give job monkey mind? So the simple meditation technique is be aware of the breath. So you ask monkey mind, hello, what's breath? So monkey mind says, yeah, good idea. And be aware of breath. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. There's a lot of thought comes at the background. Don't care, no problem. So as long as if you're not forget your breath, anything is okay. Not need too much concentration. Just simply be aware of your breath. In, out, in. Even two breath, one breath. So therefore, we can meditate everywhere, anytime.
So that was the first video that we watched. And I think that's a really cool video to help you understand how to not fight against your chimp, but just be aware of it. And then what we did was we did an exercise. So let me pull this worksheet up. And we used this sheet here, the one on the left side of the screen. Let me see if I can make it just that sheet. Yeah, there we go. We used this sheet called the thought tracker. And what we did was we did an exercise, and we're going to all do this exercise right now. So in class, I said I want us to try and focus on our breath. And we're going to go for 1 minute. So everyone can do the exercise we did in class. We can do it now. I'm going to start my phone, the timer, for 1 minute. I want you to close your eyes and just focus on your breath. Now, at any point, if your focus becomes deeper on something else than your breath, I want you to stop breathing. And what we did was we used this sheet to put a green dot if it was a positive thought, a red dot if it was a negative thought, and if you don't have a color pen, we used a check if it was a positive thought, we used a cross if it was a negative thought, and we used the letter D if it was just a distraction, an external distraction from out of us. So we're going to go. We're going to breathe for 1 minute, just focused on our breath. We're going to see if we can make it a minute. And if you have a thought, acknowledge that thought. If it was internal, was it negative or positive? And if it was something outside of you that distracted you, put the letter D. So we'll go on my count. In class, I don't think anyone hardly made it a minute. And I think if they did, they probably weren't being honest or didn't quite understand the task, because this is very hard to do. As a teenager, just to focus on your breath for 1 minute, block all of those stresses about homework, about college recruiting, about grades, whatever else it might be. It's very, very, very hard to do. And in class, it was actually quite hard for the students to block out Kevin's physical training going on in the gym, as we were doing this in the office. Often that was a distraction. So everyone's sitting, good posture, getting good posture. Close your eyes, and we're going to focus on our breath in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, stop. So everyone stop. And because this is a small group, let's see, did anyone, so Joe, Max, Mia, did you have a thought that distracted you from the breathing? And what was that thought about? Max, do you want to go first?
Yeah, in my dorm, someone opened a door, so I heard that, and it just distracted me. But
Good. So
yeah.
an external distraction, something that can definitely happen when you're playing golf. You know, noises, people shouting for, spectators talking while you're playing golf. So what Max would do is he would write a D on his sheet, and then next time we do it, we're going to try and go for 2 minutes, and we can see if Max can get even deeper into his breathing where he can block out external distractions. Joe, did you have any thoughts that came into your mind, positive, negative, or outside distractions?
Yeah, I thought about a big homework assignment I have that's due tomorrow.
Okay, good. And did you fight that thought and be like, oh no, I don't want this thought in my mind? Or did you just acknowledge it, write it down, and then get back into your breath work?
Yeah, I kind of just like realized it and let it pass through my brain.
So amazing. That is the kind of mental skill that we want to work towards when maybe we make a double bogey and we're all frustrated and we're thinking, oh, why did I three putt? What you just said, Joe, is perfect for rather than fight that thought and hold on to it. We want to acknowledge it. We want to let it go. So this exercise already, that little bit of knowledge that you got there and the practical application of it should help you be able to focus on your process a little bit more when you're on the golf course. Mia, how did you get on?
I just heard my sister drop something downstairs. So that was like external, but I just tried to focus like harder on my breathing.
Good. Awesome. Really, really good. So we're going to go again for 2 minutes. And this time we don't have to take our microphones off and talk about it. I just want you to go through the task, the same task that we did in class. So focus on your breathing. We're going to go for 2 minutes. If you have a negative thought, note it down. If you have a positive thought, note it down as positive. Or if you get distracted, note it down as a distraction. And this is the first task that I recommend. I recommend that everyone at KOHR should try and find 1 or 2 minutes a day, and you should do this task. You should focus on your breathing, and you should really get to know your thoughts. This is an amazing strategy going into the pre-shot routine. This can be something you could almost do during your pre-shot routine, and this could absolutely be something you do in between shots on the golf course. Just really getting in tune with your brain, understanding that the chimp is active, acknowledging it, not fighting it, having a good conversation, and then letting it go. That can really help you limit some bad runs. When we get on bad runs on our scorecard, often we're fighting the chimp and we're fighting our brain. So this exercise was the first exercise that I'd recommend. So we'll go again for 2 minutes. So getting good posture, close your eyes, focus on your breath. 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, so 2 minutes, and maybe it feels like a lifetime. But that, in this modern world where we are plugged in and we're connected a lot of the time, and in a part of the world that demands very high grades and quite an intense education, sporting demands as well, social media, everything that goes on. It's amazing if you guys could do that task just once a day, twice a day, if you really want to go all out, 2 minutes focused on your breath, and just get to know the thoughts that you have. And as Joe said, let the thought in, acknowledge it. Currently, we want to write them down on that sheet or track them, and then get back into your breath work and just really get to make friends with the chimp. And again, while this is something I've read and researched and practiced myself, and think it's very, very valuable in sport, let's watch another video where the expert gives us even more information on why this is so powerful. Because this isn't just about golf. This transcends golf. This is about life. This can really help you see yourself in a different perspective. It can help you understand your negative biases, and it can contribute to your happiness, not only on the golf course, but in life. And that's so, so, so important. So let's watch this, and let's hear one of the experts explain that.
Monkey mind is not bad, not good. The important is the relationship between you and monkey mind. So if you treat monkey mind as your boss or enemy, then the problem. Monkey mind is restless, crazy. You don't want to have crazy boss. Or if you try to fight with the monkey mind, and monkey mind become your enemy, then you have enemy always there in your mind. But if you make friends with the monkey mind, and actually monkey mind is quite good, monkey mind is useful, then eventually monkey mind transforms into wisdom, love, compassion, awareness. So therefore, the relationship with the monkey mind is really important. So one of the important thing is to really make friends with the monkey mind. You have to get to know each other well. That's very important. So now I will tell you a little bit about how monkey mind making the problem. Okay. So one day you went to bathroom and look at the mirror, and suddenly you see something in your face, maybe wrinkles, new wrinkles, or the old wrinkle already there, but you haven't recognized before. Or you see something, maybe your right cheekbone is a little bit bigger than the left cheekbone, or crooked, your nose, pimple, something. So then the monkey might say, oh dear, some problem in my face, the cheekbone. Then you are a little bit worried. And after finish the using bathroom, you come back and you might have breakfast. And while you're having breakfast, you're thinking about cheekbone again. Oh, cheekbone, yes. What happened is, in the brain, there's neurons, what I call gossipy neurons. They love gossip, and they're talking each other. Oh, cheekbone is ugly, ugly face, ugly face. And then more and more neurons, they join together and become group, and the group is become bigger, bigger. So how to work with monkey mind, right? So the key point is, if you try to fight, it doesn't work. If you listen and believe, I'm ugly, yes, I have cheekbone is terrible, it doesn't work. So what you have to do is for the meditation practice is we need to free monkey mind with a very skillful way. So what is the skillful? Make friends with the monkey mind. And how to make friends with the monkey mind? Giving banana doesn't work. So you need to give job to monkey mind. If you can give job to monkey mind, then you become boss. Monkey mind become your employee. And the job is all these different meditation techniques. And slowly, slowly, your mind become more calm, peaceful, not only calm and peaceful, pliable, walkable. So now monkey mind become more better, nice, wiser, kind. So then monkey mind become benefit for you. So the matter is the relationship between you and monkey mind. That is matter. But the monkey mind is not bad, not good.
So awesome video that really helps us. Oh, let me pause that. That really helps us understand the importance of not fighting our monkey mind. So if we have an outcome thought, is okay. Acknowledge it and you make friends, and then you're the employer, you're the boss, and the monkey mind is the employee. So you take the employee back to the process. Same in life. If you have a negative thought about yourself, you acknowledge it, you wonder where it came from, and then next week, we're going to look at a skill that's called a positive reframe. We're going to look how we can take a negative thought, how we can find the non-truth in that thought. Oh, I suck at golf. I'm never going to get into college. You know, what's the non-truth in there? Well, maybe there's two. I suck at golf. I'm never going to get into college. If you're a good player, both of those things are not true. Sometimes we give them energy. So negative thought, I just made a double bogey. I suck at golf. I'm never going to get into college. The non-truth, I suck. I'm not going to get into college. They're not true. Just because you made a double bogey, they're not true. It's a positive reframe. I just made a double bogey. That activated my chimp. I'm going to use that to drive me into my processes. I'm going to do some great breathing between this shot, and I'm going to use that double bogey to refocus me. So we're going to look at that next week. But before we look at that, you have a task to do this week. So the task you have to do this week is you have to go on this sheet, you're going to pick a specific area of focus. So this might be when you're doing homework. This might be the first hour of the day. This might be when you're practicing golf. This might be, Mia, when you're in the car on the way to tennis, when you're on the school bus on the way to school, any of those situations. And what you're going to do is, whatever situation you pick, you're going to track your thoughts. So you can put red dots or green dots. You can put checks or crosses. And I want you to get to know your mind. And then you've got 4 opportunities to do that. Do this on each grid. That word should actually say ratio, not ration. So apologies for that. Poor English from myself, a little typo there. But this form will then be the basis for us looking at positive reframes and looking at that skill next week. But before we can learn to reframe our thoughts in a positive way, we have to learn to understand and engage with the thoughts that we're currently having. So if you look in the chat, I have shared with you the Dropbox link to be able to download those sheets. So if you click on that link before you log off, those sheets will come onto your computer or your phone or wherever you can save them. And if you can't download the sheets, don't worry about it. Feel free just to use a plain sheet of paper. But that's my challenge for everyone this week, to do the 2 minutes a day breathing drill and to track your thoughts when you go into a specific situation, golf practice, homework, first hour of the day, bus ride to school. And let's really start to understand our brain. Let's really start to understand that chimp, take control of the chimp. And then when we're on the golf course, that lays a great foundation for us to be able to go through our Osvia, for us to be able to stay in the process no matter what chaos is going on the golf course. So hope that was helpful. If you have the sheet and no questions, feel free to log off. And if you have any questions, I'll hang out and answer any questions for you guys before you go. And it looks like Nick got the time wrong. Looks like Nick thought it was 8 o'clock start. So I'm going to stop the recording and I'm going to explain to Nick that he's going to have to watch the video back. Thank you, guys.